Hey guys, this is Jsnow with the Sha of Anger, a new world boss in Mr. Pandaria. Yes, world bosses are back. This one's found in Kunlai Summit. Right now it's spawning at about a 2-hour spawn time, which is pretty fast, but I'll explain that near the end of the video why the spawn's actually pretty fast. So, a couple of things to watch out for with this boss is, despite the boss and all its mechanics, there's a couple of random factors that are going to be put into, since this is a world boss. One, opposite faction players. Opposite faction players will attack you during the boss. We only had a few, so we kind of lucked out because it's a low pop server when I think it comes to the Horde side. So luckily we didn't have that many people trying to be PvP heroes and try to destroy us while killing the boss. Two, depending on where the boss spawns, you have extra mobs. Like here, it actually spawned an elite Hosen zone or something like that. So there was actually random elite mobs that are just part of the actual area running into us while fighting the boss. And three, the trolls. Yes, any troll can walk up to the boss, pull the boss, he will die or whatever, feign death, etc. And the boss will despawn for a minute, making it very annoying. So let's now get into the fight mechanics, since I haven't talked about them a minute into the video. So the simple fight mechanics are, he's going to summon ads. As you can see, I'm AoEing down ads. These must be killed. They are your top priority target. Bash them down, do whatever you gotta do. There will also be random, as you can see, there's random elite monkeys that actually aren't part of the fight, but we happen to be fighting him in an elite monkey spawn. Also, he puts black stuff on the ground. Don't stand the black stuff. That's pretty simple to understand. And also this red glow, this red aura around my eyes, whatever it's called, is actually a debuff that will increase your damage by 20%, but it will also increase your damage taken by 20%. And that only happens if you're standing on where he spawns. So if you're a ranged DPS, you don't really have to worry about it. Melee will get extra damage, but they will also take extra damage. So it's kind of like a trade-off. Also, another tip is the rocks. Depending on where you're fighting the boss, do not stand on rocks, because if the boss happens to target you by accident, he will despawn if you're standing on the rocks. So make sure you're avoiding all rocks and any terrain features and stuff like that. If you are a tank, he'll put a shadow debuff, increasing shadow damage on the tank, so you have to switch. You have to have two tanks to switch in and out. Unfortunately, I haven't tanked this, of course, so I can't really tell you much about tanking, but there is an ability where he will put up stacks on your tank, so make sure to switching in and out as usual. So right here, I died. So what's kind of cheap about this fight is if you die, the graveyard's pretty damn close depending where he spawns. So players are actually able to run back and forth. Now, I'm not sure if this is intended. This could be intended due to the fact of all the random factors of like where he spawns, the extra mobs you have to kill, other players griefing you, trolls, etc. So that may be why the limited spawns. Now, here's the third mechanic, or actually fourth mechanic, is the mind control. So this mind control, he'll target up to 3 random players, and they'll be mind controlled, and they'll attack your raid. You can either break the mind control by decreasing the health down to 50%, or you can wait the 30 seconds, which I do not suggest at all, but there's so much stuff going on the screen, obviously it can be pretty confusing to what's going on. So right here, this is not a great example of me doing this boss fight, because this is just overwhelming, the amount of stuff going on. It's absolutely insane. But here's actually the part where I get mind controlled, and I'm actually telling my raid to kill me so I can get back into the fight. Another tip would actually be, if you're going to attack another player, just be careful with the DOTs. Because once your MC breaks, you will still have all the DOTs of the players. So if your whole DPS raid decides to switch on you and put up DOTs, you might die if your healers aren't quick. So just be careful about the DOTs. It's kind of hard to be careful about the DOTs with all the AoE that must be done to kill the ads, but it's just something you have to deal with. And his final ability is Unleashed Wrath. Once his rage hits 100, he'll dump his rage into Unleashed Wrath attack, which will do AoE damage about 50k a tick for around 25 seconds or until his rage hits 0. So this is where your healers you wanna start healing like crazy. If you're a healer, just start popping those AoE heals as fast as possible, because this is where the damage is gonna be dished out. Now, we actually did this fight with a couple of 88s and lower levels, so it is possible to do this even with not that much gear. Right now, nobody really has any gear. It's only the 3rd day of Mr. Pandaria, but it shows that this boss is pretty easy and doable. Now, as your reward, you get a catch of Sha touched gold. Now, this you can only get once a week, so this is kind of like a looking for raid boss. And it has a random chance of loot or just gold. So, yes, I got the worst possible outcome of gold. Yes, let's kill the huge raid boss, down him. Everybody goes, hooray! And half the raid gets a pile of 20 gold for all their efforts. So that kind of sucked. But one guy did get a mount, and other people got PvE and PvP gear. So if you enjoyed this guide, please thumbs it up and subscribe for more WoW content, and I'll see you guys next time.